stood up from the judge's bench with trembling hands, looked straight at her, and started to cry. In front of a packed courtroom, cameras flashing silence thick in the air, a decorated black Navy officer accused of theft, standing at attention, and the judge, the one who should condemn her, was breaking down like a man who'd seen a ghost. That's how everything changed. But to understand why, you need to know what happened before that moment. Because the truth didn't just save her. It exposed something no one in that courtroom was prepared to hear. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? Tasha Morgan had served her country for over 18 years. 2 tours overseas, a spotless record, a mother of 2 who'd balanced night shifts, missed birthdays, and held her unit together more times than she could count. But none of that mattered the day she walked into that federal courtroom in Atlanta wearing her uniform like armor. Accused of stealing classified military documents and misusing government funds, cameras zoomed in on her face. Journalists already had their headlines: respected officer turned traitor. They didn't care about her story. They wanted a spectacle. She didn't cry, not even when her own defense attorney told her, quietly, that things didn't look good. They had evidence, logs, transfers, motives they'd made up. She sat there while men in suits picked apart her life, twisted her late-night emails into secrets, turned her budgeting notes into schemes. All she had left was her truth. And the name on her chest, in the back of the courtroom, sat her sister, holding Tasha's 2 kids. Her youngest kept asking when mommy was coming home. No one had an answer. The prosecutor painted her as calculating, cold, capable of betrayal. She didn't even flinch. She'd faced worse under enemy fire, but nothing like this. This was personal. This was betrayal from her own side. Then the judge walked in. Old, serious, conservative, the kind that didn't flinch. Judge Franklin, known for being fair, but harsh. He didn't look at her at first, just opened the file, read in silence, and then it happened. His hands stopped on the page. He looked up slowly at her, and everything about him changed. He asked for her full name. She answered, steady, Tasha Denise Morgan. That was the moment he stood, pressed his hand to his chest like he couldn't breathe. The courtroom fell into silence, and without saying another word, he walked out. Recess confused murmurs. Even the prosecutor looked shaken. When he came back, his voice cracked. He told the court he needed to review the evidence personally, that something wasn't right, that this case wasn't what it seemed. He asked for time. Everyone was confused, except Tasha. She knew something had shifted. She just didn't know why. It took 3 days, but when he returned, everything was different. The evidence had been tampered with. A junior officer in her unit had manipulated the system, forged documents to frame her. Why? Because she had reported him for inappropriate behavior months ago, and this was his revenge. The charges were dropped, on record, in front of the same cameras that had judged her. The officer who framed her was arrested. The judge made a public apology, not just as a judge, but as a man. He told the court, through tears, that 30 years ago, a woman named Angela Morgan had saved his life during a robbery. She bled out in his arms, told him to make the world better, to protect her kids if he ever had the chance. He never forgot her name. And now, her daughter had stood in his courtroom falsely accused, humiliated, almost destroyed. And he had almost let it happen. Tasha didn't break down. She simply stood taller, because the world finally saw her for who she really was. Not a criminal, a protector, a survivor, a mother, a soldier. If you watched until the end, comment the word dignity, because that's what they tried to strip from her. And what she never let go of. There is a story here on the screen that will also move you. Press to watch. You won't regret it.